this live. This. Okay, that worked. That worked. I love it when everything works. All right. And some of you are gonna love this. I'm gonna play some of my own music. Um, yeah, we're gonna play some Gunfire. This is a game I have a lot of game time in, but I'm starting a new profile. My old profile. I don't even know how I would see. Oh, it's up here. Yeah, my old profile has a lot of everything. Oh wow, my old profile didn't even notice has everything unlocked. So yeah, starting fresh. For those who don't know, this is a roguelike or roguelite, whatever you want to call it. You understand if I say either one. It's a shooter. Uh, so weapons have random affixes. You can pick up passive bonuses. There's a bunch of characters. Because I have all the DLC, I actually will have some of the characters from the DLC re-unlocked. But I'm actually going to refrain from playing them. I'm going to play the first one as just the prince. And I think we're going to go for vibes when I'm allowed to use the DLC heroes, because the heroes that came out later are way stronger than the original two that were in like the early access. So that's not what I want to click. I want to hit talents, right? Yeah. So I have none of my talents unlocked. I haven't played the prince in a long time. So if I remember right, the prince's cooldown ability like stops things. And you could throw caustic grenades, which is actually going to help me in early levels because my asthma damage is really strong. New adventure. Also, this game, if you've not played it, does have seasons. I actually can't play any of them because I don't have any of the high difficulties. I think I have to be at least on Nightmare or Reincarnation before get that. I do have Starlink, I think. What's this? Yeah, I have this stuff, I think. Unavailable under Nightmare level. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I have the prince. Oh, I could put one of these on. These carried over from my other account. I like that one, but I don't actually have it unlocked. I throw on Bubbles. And we'll start. And it's gonna be weird for me because I have like nothing unlocked. And the music for today is going to be the OST from Barman Hero. And Thor High Heels music. I actually went out of my way and asked them for permission because that's the right thing to do. If you're going to use somebody's music, ask for permission. And they gave me permission. So we're going to hear some... I've bought all of their music. It's really good. But yeah, we're going to play... I'm going to turn this down a little bit. 53 sounds good. So yeah, weapons you pick up will have... This has reload time and explosion AoE. The weapons get wacky in this game. And this is a DLC weapon, so I just have it. And yeah, I'll do my normal thing. We'll explain things as we go. This is a really good game. I think it's made by at least originally, it was a single developer. In, I believe it's a Chinese game. The translation's not the best. Oh, really? I can't even unlock the vaults. Okay. This one's gonna be really short then. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this game that you have to unlock on your own. I don't know why that's green. I guess it's just showing me it's new. Plus 30 stacks every 3 seconds. Plus 0.5 lucky shot chance for each stack up to 90. So lucky shot is critical hits. So it's chance-based critical hits, but you can also get headshots. So if you're looking at like crit damage and lucky hit damage, lucky hit is like your chance to roll a crit. Headshot and critical is hitting people's weak points. Normally the head, but sometimes not. And you get an extension after every floor, and there's 5 floors per level, and there's 3 levels in a boss, and a 4th level after what used to be the final boss, which is shorter. Ascensions, yeah. And your ascensions are unique for your character. So this character has corrosive grenades. And if you played Borderlands 2, you basically have Maya's ability to freeze people. And this character plays around elementals a lot. There's elemental combinations, so if you hit somebody with gas and fire damage, they'll explode. But I'm pretty sure the strongest element is still corrosive and electric, because if they're under both, they get miasma, which deals like percentage damage over time and can stack and spread and stuff. So you can have really weak weapons, but as long as you have one of each element, it's really strong. So let me see here. Take 20% damage for 6 seconds is always good. Rate of fire and corrosion damage. So I'm not 100%. I know how it used to work. I'm pretty sure corrosive, if you do more of a single element, then the combined element that you get from it will also deal more damage. But because miasma is percentage, I think maybe that's not it. I'll just take this, because enemies taking 40% damage or 20% damage is nice. That's a multiplier. That's not just additive with your own stuff, which is good. But this class hero, whatever you want to call it, is really strong in one specific way for early levels. Because your grenades guarantee things will have corrosive on them, you don't need one of each element gun. If you're trying to make miasma, normally you need a corrosive gun and a electric gun. But if you have this, you just throw a grenade and use an electric gun. Max HP is a better take there. And my ascension makes people take 20% more damage for 6 seconds when they get hit by my grenades. Which is why I'm being pretty liberal with throwing my grenades. You don't have to be precious with grenades. They do have a resource, but they also, like every other enemy, is going to drop grenades. And this is my ability. It like locks them in place. Oh, it has AoE by default. I don't think it used to. So this is an electric gun. I believe this is the one with the shield on it. Can't remember what its alt fire button is. By the way, this blue gauntlet, yeah, it's called the golden gauntlet. I don't know either. I don't know why. Okay, so yeah. You have 3, I'll show you the tree in a second. These purple ones are basically all going to have to do with my orb that locks people down. Explosion radius. After casting, 300% weapon damage on the next hit, and 50% damage to enemies to adjacent. And this one is smoke grenade, which is those corrosive grenades, just base damage, 300%, which for early game stuff is probably better. But I could show this. So you can see element, smoke, and orb trees. Element is just elemental damage. Smoke is your grenade damage. And orb is your orb damage that locks people down. That's on a cooldown. But because I don't have access to a lot of scrolls and a lot of weapons, I'm going to go with mostly smoke grenade stuff to combine with electric weapons. What is the thing on this? That, by the way, opening this menu pauses the game, thankfully. Resource cap. Shooting teammates deploys a damage blocking shield. Damage any blocked or causing no scope crit gains charges. Scope shots consume charges for more damage. Okay, this isn't the one that gives a shield. Yeah, get a normal scroll. Add ammo to the magazine. Good. Yeah. Normally you'd be able to shoot these and open it, but I need talents to be able to do that. There's like spirit coins. I don't actually know exactly what they're called. But that's what you would use to spend there to get talents. And this is going to look pretty slow and pretty lame because this is on easy and I've got nothing unlocked because I started a new save, so I have none of my stuff that I'm used to, really. Oops. Oh my goodness, I'm really getting done in, aren't I? I will front flip in front of your gun. Hiya! That's a good weapon. Hexagon, that's the one with the shield. Rate of fire for 5 seconds. It just has reload perks on it. My shop's not upgraded. Normally the shop will also have 2 more things here that you could buy. They're normally scrolls. So you can get rolling really early. And every one of those vaults has at least 1, sometimes 2 scrolls in it on their own, so... without those talents unlocked, I'm missing out. Okay, I got nothing else to spend money on. I'll grab this. I'll pick this up. And can I sell this? No, I can't sell it. Normally you can sell things that are dropped on the ground. Oh, I should have waited. Oh well. What's this? Ooh. Hello, friend. I will enhance. I can only enhance once. Give me the goblet. Another orb thing. Smoke grenades. Ooh, smoke grenades take 40% damage. That's gonna be really good. Yeah, there was a long time ago, this game only had 2 characters, the dog and this cat. And the dog was considered the strongest character in the game. The dog can dual wield. That's a brick. It's a brick with lucky shot chance. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna take the brick. And if you're wondering, like, that brick does something special, right? Nope, that's for smashing skulls. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna move slightly to the side. That will thwart you. Crits with the brick give your next one more critical damage. And when I say critical, I mean headshot, not lucky shot. Oops. I promise I don't suck at this game. Come on, man. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there's also... I'll try my best to explain certain things, because the translations to this game aren't that great. I actually have a thing on the subreddit of this game that explains one of the character's abilities, because in-game it's sort of word salad. And one of the abilities gets translated as two different things, so you don't know without testing whether or not those things are for the same ability or two similar sounding abilities. I'm pretty sure they're mostly machine translating from Chinese. Mandarin, I guess. Which notoriously is not an easy thing to translate from, so... for computers at least. Yeah. Normally I would be done with the entire first 5 levels and done the floor boss by now, but... I'm not. Because... I have, like, no power. Ooh, takes 60% damage. Don't mind if I do. Okay, so the boss is gonna be the guy with the fist. They all have fists, but this guy's, like, using his fist. It's different. Okay. I might actually just die to this boss. He used to be the only boss for this floor. I'm actually glad I got him and not the other one that's possible. So you see that ticking damage with the blood next to it? That's because I hit him with electricity and corrosive, so he's taking like, what, basically poison damage, I guess. Me, my grenades. Rick, go! I choose you. And I'll quit there because it's not worth spending. That currency to revive yourself is the same currency you need to level this stuff up. If you just started this game, I urge you, I plead with you, level the left side stuff up before your hero stuff, because this stuff, you only have to level it once, and it carries between everybody. If you put points into your hero skills, I know they're shiny, I know. But that's specific to the hero you're playing. So if you play some other hero, those are just going to be in the wind. Okay, that's going to be really good. Health max, shield max. Yeah. There we go. So now I should be able to get power quicker. Yeah, I know. I should be able to gain power much quicker now that I can open those vaults. There's 1 per level, so 5 before you reach the final boss, and they will all have at least 1 scroll in them. Oops. Well, that's actually not bad. Well, that's good. That gives you more revives. Grab that too, just as something. So yeah, you open those. There's always 1. There you go. Recover 15 ammo to the mag every second for 4 seconds after dealing damage to an enemy. And when it ends, you lose 1 ammo from reserves every second instead. I feel like this one's bugged. I never seem to lose ammo. I only ever seem to gain it. This weapon, the reason why it's so strong, this weapon has a lot of crit damage. This crit multiplier is 3.5x. So, this weapon is really strong. There's a particular combo weapons that I normally go for, but I don't actually think I have either of them unlocked. Okay, corrosive damage. The grenade one. I'm just gonna go for corrosive damage. I'm gonna try that. Alright. It's worth it to lose HP to get stuff because there's buns that drop out of people and out of breakable objects. That will heal you, and they're quite frequent. Though, I also want to point out you should always get the golden goblet before going into there if it's close. Sort of spike in power. I just read the tier 3. Once you get the tier 3 of this one, every crit you get with a 3-second cooldown spawns a grenade on people. That's really good. So if it's cross swords, it's going to be a fight, like with a bunch of smaller enemies. If it's like a horse head, it's going to be a boss. And I can't remember what the last symbol is, but it means it's going to basically be an obstacle course. Ooh, this is really good. 25% elemental damage, always a good start. When triggering any elemental effect, it will be passed to a random nearby enemy. That's really strong. Especially for this character, but in general, elemental effects are the way to go. There's 1 or 2 characters that do really well with neutral, like non-elemental weapons. But unless you're specifically building for it, and if you're looking at 2 weapons and one of them has elemental and one of them doesn't, get the elemental one. It's stronger, I promise. And you can get, like, there's weapons, that's the boss. There are weapons that always spawn with an element, but you can get neutral ones with an affix on them that says, instead of neutral, you get this element or that element. So if you're going to use one of those weapons, try to at least get that. So there's going to be a couple of ads, and there's going to be a boss. And it's either going to be a big statue guy, or a beetle, a big beetle. I can't remember which one spawns here. I'm about to find out. Big beetle, so it's gonna be pretty easy. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh, this weapon's good. There we go. And all the other enemies die, and you get a choice between two weapons. I don't know which one of these is stronger. Oh, this is shock. Okay, well I'm keeping the shock weapon. This one has more lucky shot chance, which is something that I want. Always look for a chest. There's always going to be one. And this is where you get scrolls. Makassi's secondary skill. Yeah, okay. 25 damage, yeah. Here we go. Immunity slows. That's a good one. The base of what corrosive damage does, the green stuff, without anything else added to it, is it slows movement and, I believe, action speed of enemies, but on you it just slows movement. But there's a couple other scrolls that are pretty strong that will inflict slow on you. And the scroll I just picked up will make me immune to that, so I just get the upsides. No. Yeah, had a heck of a time deciding what I wanted to play next after Lunacid, because Lunacid's just a vibe, right? Like, Lunacid's such a fun game, and you guys seem to really enjoy it. Those are the best viewership my VODs have ever had. So it seems that I'm not alone in that sentiment, that that game is a lot of fun. I'm probably going to play this. This one is not going to be one I'll finish in one go, like the other ones. This is probably going to be a game I come back to while deciding other games. I think my next game I'm going to play is Nier Automata. Probably. And that'll take a good long time, I think. And then I'm not sure what after that. This is going to be really good. Alright. Now when I deal a crit, it's going to mess up their days. Oh, yeah. So now when I crit with that Ascendancy, it drops a grenade on them. There's a 3-second cooldown. But if I use a lightning weapon and it drops corrosive, they'll get miasma, and miasma is a really good dot. Yeah, okay. This is going to be really strong. Want a better lightning weapon than this? This one has a long charge-up time. Not a big fan of it, but I think it's like 3 seconds per enemy, so... Okay, this is going to be a battle. I guess they updated some of the ascendancies since I last played, because I definitely don't remember that, and that is really quite strong. By the way, if you're trying to figure out which ones are your effects on the ground and which ones are the enemies, yours don't have the circle around them. The enemy ones will have big circles around them. That's how you can tell them apart. No, I already have another scroll that's pulling down my shield recharge time. I don't need another one. I hope you guys like the music, by the way. This is the Barman Hero OST. I hope it doesn't make Nintendo too mad that I'm playing it, but I figure it's an old enough game that I'm gonna be fine. And I don't even think Nintendo owns... It was... Bomberman Hero was at Hudson Soft? So I have a... It's all about synergies between your character upgrades, your weapons, and their affixes, and scrolls you pick up. Remember that earlier, I got that legendary scroll that elemental effects that I inflict are spread around. So if I hit one guy with lightning and corrosive, that's going to be spread to a bunch of people near him. So I'm just sort of, I could be pretty loosey-goosey with where I'm shooting people. 30% damage to anybody in any elemental effect is a crazy strong. The way to think of that, you take 30% damage, it's not additive to yours. The best way to think about it, at least from when I was playing Path of Exile, is think of it like, as long as you're dealing elemental damage, enemies have 30% less health. Suddenly sounds really strong, right? Yeah, I think we're gonna annihilate this guy this time. That is the power of miasma damage. The game never explains anywhere about damage combinations as far as I'm aware. So, unless there's a new tutorial or something. So for people just coming into this game, the first boss can really be daunting, but if you have a little bit of lightning and a little bit of corrosive, you're pretty golden. If you've played Warframe, the illusion gun, this one, is the comb. If you've played Warframe, that's what this is. The longer you hold the trigger, your fire rate will go up, and you'll get more projectiles. And if you're wondering, is that as strong as the comb in Warframe? Yes, it's pretty strong. And if you're... For context, I mean like old comb, where if you got a Riven to get it up to 100% status chance, it was the best gun in the game. Yeah, it's like that. I need a better lightning weapon than this. Yeah, for how early on I am on this save, with basically nothing unlocked, this is a pretty good amount of power to have. Like this, if you're looking at this, like you just started playing the game, you're like, what the hell? How are you? It's because I got lucky this run, and I'm really used to playing with elemental weaknesses or elemental effects. But I got lucky with that scroll that spreads elemental effects around for sure. Also, for weaknesses of specific types of health, not that it ever really comes up because you sort of overwhelm everything, but it's Borderlands rules, so fire against health. This is one of those ones. Damage type converts to corrosive. Normally this gun has no damage type, but this gets it. Wow, that's a lot of lucky shot chance. Wow, okay, that's a lot of lucky shot chance. I'm gonna go with this. What's this crit? It's SMG. Whoa, that's a lot of crit. Why is it so much crit? Oh, wow, okay. This gun actually has crazy affixes. I wish I had lightning on it, because then it'd be a little bit more useful to me. There you have lightning. Lightning, no. Lightning, no. Because every gun I have will put corrosive on people, and I want the other half of that combination, which is lightning damage. Because this one has a charge time, and I feel like I'm going to get cornered and killed with a charge time. Although its punch through, it sure is nice. There we go, yeah. Man, the Bomberman Hero OST is so good. It was an old N64 game. I mean, I say old. I was alive when this game came out, but listen, I know how old I am, so. Hey, it's my birthday today, so I'm even older. Yippee. Yeah. But no, this game was on N64, and I don't know why they decided, like, jazzy, tilted, like, drum and bass and breakcore was gonna be the play, but I'm glad because the soundtrack is incredible. Yeah, I'll do that. This character is also really basic. I want to make that pretty clear that this hero is fairly basic, and they get way more complex as you go on. And I could play some of the DLC heroes that I have, but it feels like it'd be cheating because they're so far and beyond stronger than any of the heroes I normally have. Peddler! Gain immunity all damage after swapping. I mean, that's something I could take. I might as well. What are you? Shooting won't consume any ammo after breaking something or killing something. Oh, I'm always breaking stuff and throwing and killing stuff, so... Yeah, this game is great. I love how the game isn't balanced at all. Like, there's clearly some things that are way stronger than others. Some heroes that can have the potential to hit way harder than some others. But because everything's random, that actually doesn't come up that much because it's pretty hard to get this overpowered guns every time. So it kind of works out. Like, if you have to use a bad gun, like I never use this gun. If you have to use a bad gun, then you have to use a bad gun. That's just how it's gonna be. But I think this is... I'm gonna get my first completion maybe on my first ever run, which is... or my second ever run, which is gonna be crazy. Ooh! I want to use this to get that legendary scroll. Oh, I can't, can I? Because I changed areas. Dang it. Okay. Well, if something else later on gives me curse scrolls, I have a way to turn them off. Hiya! If you're having damage issues early on because you have basic characters or basic weapons or you're just new, get something with lightning, get something with corrosive, and get both of those effects on people, and get any scrolls and abilities you can that can do that. Like right now, I'm applying both with the same weapon. There's tandem, like they're called Gemini inscriptions, but they're basically... if you have the same inscription on both guns, and you can reroll them, you get a special bonus, and one of them is the elementals are combined on one gun. Which, for miasma, is really strong, because you just get one really strong gun, and basically a stat stick in your back pocket, and you go to town. And that's how I won a majority of my early games, especially back when this game was in beta and there wasn't as many actually strong things to use. Might use that gun. I think it has less electrify chance, but it's gonna be way easier to hit weak points with. If you're trying to kill that guy normally and you're wondering why he's so tanky, his weak spot's on his back. I really like this gun, but I can't upgrade it later on, so I might as well do this. Alright. That was sort of easy to see. Wow, that really is per enemy, isn't it? Wow, that is incredibly strong. That's such a strong ability. This gun is easy to aim. It has lower status chance. It's 10%. This is not the song that's supposed to be playing now. There we go. This is Thor High Heels music, or if you go by her old alias, it would be Adolf Nomura. But they consolidate everything under the name Thor High Heels, so... If you're looking on some music streaming sites, that's where it's all under two different names. But if you are on Bandcamp, you can find them pretty easily. It's all under one name. Same with YouTube, because they make really good YouTube videos. One of my inspirations to start streaming. But I'm not too worried about dying. I do have... Can't read and speak at the same time. Sorry. I do have that scroll that will give me 2 revives, but until they're used up, my shield recharges slower. So... Also, this is the person I asked for permission from. I asked for permission because, I mean, nobody likes having their stuff used without asking. And I got permission, so that's cool. You just gotta make sure, always ask for permission. Nobody likes it when people just use their stuff. I should throw more grenades since they have that debuff on them. There we go. I didn't see a vault on this map, but I'm actually not about to run backwards through the whole level to find one. Oh, that's gonna be good. I hope the audio levels sound okay. They sounded okay to me. But I'm also a goofball, so who can say? Um, 40% more damage. Try that one. And it's 2 different ammo types, so I don't have to worry about that. This is going to be the worm, I think. I didn't quite catch it. Yeah. One wormy boy. I might die here. His laser beam attacks are guaranteed to hit. Pretty much. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just on higher difficulties where he'll track you more. He's going that way, but he's going to be underneath me. Second run on this save, and I've already managed to get to the 3rd zone. It took me a lot of runs my first time playing this game to get this far, because I didn't understand the combination of elements, stuff like that. So these... Oh, they don't. Do I need to unlock Gemini? Normally there'd be a grayed out inscription on the top. Damage reduction? Don't mind if I do. Yeah, okay. Any of you lightning? Ooh, you're lightning. I don't know if this weapon can critical hit or not. This weapon automatically locks on. I suspect it can't crit. But I'll try it anyways. Jet octopus. This is the laser beam, right? Oh, I can't use it. Oh, I can't. So you suck energy out of enemies and then fire the beam. If I could get to the 3rd stage on the Prince of all people with no unlocks, this is gonna actually be crazy. I'm pretty jazzed. I didn't actually think I was all that good at this game. This game is, yeah, it can't crit with this weapon. So I have to use this one to get, because I need to get crits to spawn the grenade clouds on them, which is where all my damage is coming from. Because that's how I'm getting the second half of my miasma damage procs. It means the final boss, depending on who it is, might be real mean to me, because one of them, part of their fight, you can't crit. But yeah, this game originally had 2 heroes, the dog and the cat. Then I think the hero it got next was the bird, who is melee and shotgun focused. And the other mountain cat, I think it's a palace cat actually. And he does lightning and crit damage with snipers. And then the bunny and the red panda, that the bunny is about summoning swords with her mind. And then the red panda is interesting, kind of summons stationary turrets, sort of a, if you played Overwatch, kind of a cross between like Bastion and Torbjorn, I guess. Yeah, these don't have Gemini inscriptions on them. That's interesting. I guess I need to unlock that. Well, damage resistance with decay effect sounds really strong for me, because I'm constantly inflicting decay effect. But as time went on, a lot of the damage and power in this game moved away from weapons and more towards abilities. Like even now, this weapon is only like +5 or something. It's not even that upgraded, and all of my damage, all of it is from my actual status effects I'm applying. And the weapon's just a convenient damage status effect applicator for me. Oh, sorry, +4, not even a +5. That's one downside. And also, there's not a lot of mods to this game because the creator doesn't like mods. He keeps saying that they're like kind of like cheating. I don't see it. That seems weird. Maybe it's just a cultural boundary and modding isn't the big thing in... I think it's a Chinese game. Almost positive it is. So, it might just be a cultural barrier thing. So there's not a lot, or if any, mods for this. Outside of, like, obviously mods that work on anything, like reshade and stuff like that. And this game actually has, I don't know how many players are online at any given time. I do get the distinct feeling this game sold way more than they had anticipated, because that 1 million thing that is one of my banners, that is 1 million sales. And, that's a lot, considering this is like a $15 game. Made by, as far as I can tell, one person. So. But it's got 4-player co-op, and as far as I can tell, the co-op is pretty popular on like with random still. It's got good co-op instead of like Borderlands 1 co-op, where the loot that drops, like the guns that drop and stuff like that, is instanced to you. So you can pick up a gun without stealing it from other people, but you can still drop it for other people. So if you get like a drop that somebody else needs, you can pick it up and drop it for them. Yeah, I'll take some copper. If I can convince one of my friends who plays this game with me sometimes to play on stream, that'd be fun, I think. Oof. That's okay, I have triple comeback. Okay. There we go. Do you have lightning damage on you? You don't. Well, that's unfortunate, because that's what I'm looking for. You have lightning damage on you. Lucky shot chance for every 10 ammo. You don't have any extra status chance. My current weapon status and chance is double that. First time I've seen one of those portals come so close to the end of level portal. That's funny. Energy orb, energy orb. I don't ever use energy orb. Freezing enemies is not really that strong, especially considering things die so quickly, and the enemies you would want to freeze, you can't, like bosses, so... I mean, you can once or twice, but then they gain a resistance to it. But again, this hero came out when the game was just a baby game, so... This was still when they're figuring everything out. I'm unlocking a lot of stuff. That's a fire sword? Swords normally fire some kind of beam as well in this game. Lucky shot chance for HP missing. Okay, if I could find the other scroll called Airbag, which lowers your HP, but when your shield breaks, fills it to full. I can have a bunch of Lucky Strike chance. Lucky Strike is your roll to crit again. I suggest everybody who thinks they would like this game to give it a shot, because this is just the tip of the iceberg, and you can get, like, especially like Momo, the squirrel, the ink squirrel. I I don't know how you describe them. You can move at like 1,000,000 miles an hour and do like loads of damage pretty easily with Momo. Momo kind of breaks the game in half over their knee. I've had endless runs with Momo that I've stopped not because I couldn't do damage or I was dying too quickly, but because I was bored. Because I had just been playing for like 4 hours straight and nothing could come close to killing me still. Momo is basically immortal and can basically scale damage indefinitely. Not actually indefinitely, but pretty close. If anybody's wondering, this music is Thor High Heels, and the album is Positive Yellow. There was a time where you can get a cassette of this album. That's something I could talk about. I could talk about cassettes. Everybody watching is like, yes, Gray, we know you have no trouble talking about anything for the whole time. Did you know? Oh my goodness. Wow. What hit me? Where are you? Oh, wow, you really got behind me there, huh? That's okay. You just stay there. Did you know if you wanted the highest quality analog format, you're probably looking for cassette tape? It's an interesting fact. There's some basic cassette tapes that everybody had where the film on it looked kind of brownish. That's not what you want. What you want is metal tape, and it looks silvery, and its quality is really good, and it doesn't degrade very quickly either. Okay, so I have one more revive that I can do at spirit cost to myself. Do you have lightning? Oh, you do have lightning. That's really good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, lightning, weapon damage, decay effect, lucky shot chance. Wow, okay. I can't level it up. Hopefully this boss isn't too hard. It's been a long time since I've played this boss on like normal difficulty. This used to be the only final boss. Oh heck yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't get it either. Oops. I actually beat him on my second ever run on a save. That's incredibly surprising. Yeah, it doesn't give you... Normally on, like, the really high difficulties, you'll have another portal here. You can go to the Arctic and face a panda guy or a... I can't remember what the other boss is. I think it's a big genie-looking dude, actually, which is a little bit funny. But I'm gonna grab these because I think they'll contribute to my score at the end. But I got a lot of spirit coins. I'm so glad I got permission to use this music. They got back to me really fast. I emailed them today and they got back to me right away. It was really cool. And it's somebody who I've watched on YouTube for a long time, so I was a little bit starstruck. Which is funny to say. Okay, the hero skills for this hero: max shield, smoke grenade radius, 5% shield for every enemy.
Game over.
All energy shield stuff, yeah. Okay. 199 left. Peddlers have a chance to sell scrolls. Start your adventure with some coppers, not needed. Ammo capacity. Take that one. Enhancements. Okay, I'll do that. Now we're cooking with some gas. Yeah, somebody tells me the game wasn't prepared for me to complete a run that quickly, because that's a lot of unlocks. Alright. Let's swap heroes. Is there anybody I could just unlock? Talent level 40s for the bird. Talent 55. This you need 400 spirit, 600 spirit. These I don't think were DLC characters. I'm pretty sure they were just added updates. The DLC characters are these ones: the monkey, the fox. She's really strong. This owl, A, can be strong. B, is confusing as heck, because he seems really complicated, but once you start playing him, you realize, oh, it's just another ability spam character. Is kind of disappointing. Maybe that's just me. This character is really strong. This one confuses me a little still. She has to do with, like, executions on enemies when they get below a certain life threshold. And this is Momo. Momo may be the strongest character in the game at the moment by a huge margin. Maybe? It takes a little bit of setup to get Momo. You need to use that jar gun because it auto fires. I'll swap it up a bit. I might use the fox. And talents, you'll notice these are all the same, but I have new hero talents over here. New adventure. Can I play elite? I can play elite. Is it wise to play elite? Actually, I want to check something. Oh yeah, okay, this game has a peak of around 2,500 players every day, so you can find matchmake stuff if you want to play multiplayer. The community's pretty good for this game. Small games like this, community's always going to be really good. And now I have this chest over here. What do I want to start with? Cavalry's like super basic Call of Duty. Angelic Aura has Cloud Weaver. Cloud Weaver's fun. If you've seen Cultivator, manhwa, or comics, or like Wushu comics, a lot of this game will be very familiar to you. And her ability is to fire these fireballs that charge up. They don't have a cooldown time on them, but they cost energy, and the energy... Well, they cost energy to deal better damage, and the energy recharges slowly. And her grenade ability is calling down meteors from the sky. So again, this is a DLC character. You can kind of see why I didn't want to do a DLC character for my first one. Because they're really strong. I normally can go through an entire game with this character without firing my gun once. She's just that strong. Yeah, I'll take that. If you're wondering about taking a scroll with downsides, you should probably take it just because you can, unless it says you can't on it, you can discard scrolls out of your inventory. This is a rocket launcher with lucky shot chance and mag capacity. And I hit the threshold to have 2 rockets. That's really funny. Okay. Here we are. So, like, recover 3 energy, which is that bar at the bottom, used to level up your fireball spell. Where recover 3 energy when you defeat enemies with fire damage. You'll notice that's what that spell's made out of. So if you're wondering, hey, can that cycle back into itself? Yes. This character is really strong. And then Spiritual Flame, which is what that ability is called, has a 20% chance to recover energy consumed. That's on top of that. Healing enemy energy more is 50%, consumes 6 energy for... Yeah, okay. And then this one, dealing damage, triggering burning effect, can gain 5 stacks, otherwise consume 1 stack. For every 15 stacks, recover 15 energy. So if you have a lot of fire damage on your weapons, this might be worth it. I don't. So I'd lose energy if I took that right now, so I'll take this other one. But yeah, this is going to be my game I think I'm going to return to when we're kind of between games. Just kind of decompress after Lunacid. Lunacid's a really cool game. I don't know. I hope you guys agree. That game was a lot of fun to play, and I totally recommend it for anybody. It's about to get a prequel in like a week. And that prequel's made in the original Kingsfield engine. Actually, I want to pull up OBS just to make sure my audio is not too loud. That's not so bad. I might turn that down a touch. 47. Just like the agent. Yeah. Probably not worth it upgrading a weapon right now. Oops. I can't believe I just did that. I forgot there'd be more fire behind the fire. Wow. Oh well. That's just how it goes sometimes. The reason I did that, by the way, is because you have iframes on your dodge. So you can shoot yourself straight through hazards like that if they're thin enough, which is what I was hoping on. Completely forgetting that there's 2 more behind it. And I am a doofus, but that's okay. That's how these go. You just try again. This is that weapon that gets fire rate and pellets per shot over time while you're holding the trigger down. Really strong. So primarily I'm looking for something to enhance energy regen. Ooh, Spiritual Flame will always inflict burning. Okay. Or cast Blazing Meteor whenever you shoot an enemy. Seems strong. That seems like a strong ability to have. Yeah. The cooldown is 1.5 seconds. Ooh, okay, so this one is an obstacle course. There's gonna be no enemies. And there's a hidden chest on this one. You come all the way down here instead. And in here. That's the exit. You come down farther. Bob and weave. Oh, by the way, I pulled out this weapon, which is on 3. It's the weapon you start with. Because you run faster with it equipped. It's a pistol-style weapon. This is a bit slower, and this is a lot slower. So different weapons will have different impacts on your move speed. Just keep that in mind. I might actually, for the first time ever, do a Blazing Meteor build instead of Spiritual Flame. Because being able to call them down when you're shooting enemies is, you know, strong. I think there's another ability you can get later on where it's like every time Blazing Meteor hits an enemy, you have a chance to summon another meteor on after that. Damage dealt. Pay attention, by the way, to this, which says damage dealt. Sometimes it will say, like, weapon damage or skill damage, and it'll differentiate, or elemental damage, and it'll differentiate. But just damage is everything. sure do like it when that happens. Alright. Energy, energy recovery. So all these dark red ones, enhanced spiritual flame, they're all for your cooldown ability. In general, every class has there are 3 trees. One is for your grenade ability, one is for your cooldown ability, and one is for like your neutral game, so like guns, effects that happen when you shoot somebody, defense, movement speed, that kind of thing. Burning effect, max energy, or more damage. I'm gonna go for energy. Energy you always need. You can't spam it without it. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, wow. A horn beetle? I don't think horn beetle killed me game. I think something hit like an explosive barrel next to me that I wasn't looking at. And I'm not going to spend any of my spiritual coins. We start again. I did go up in difficulty, so... And I don't have my, like, defenses maxed out when they could be, or they can't be, but... I'll grab this one. I'm gonna go back to the start of this album because I really like it. Positive Yellow might be my favorite album by them, but it's also the album I heard first, so I might be biased. Pew pew. Yeah, that run I got at like that long run I got really lucky. I got that legendary scroll early on. I really lucked out there. Probably don't expect your first run to be like that. This character has the potential to be even stronger than that, but it's potential. It's not a guarantee. That's how a lot of this goes. When dealing damage, triggering burning effect can game source. Yeah, it's that one. I'll take this one. Money! Okay, that's not a boss. I can do it. It's probably not worth taking. go. Alright. This will give me a little bit of energy regen. What I need is weapons with fire damage, because a lot of my regen will be from dealing fire damage from any source. Ooh, yeah, don't mind if I diddly-doo. Skill damage. This might be the run. Do you have a fire weapon? No. Weapon damage of magazine is full. There's some weapons that they have a magazine size of 1. This is really good for those. It's cheap, so I'm gonna get it anyways. Do I have enough for the boss? Well, we'll find out. You can, by the way, you can just like leg it and leave through the portal you came in from. Okay. So any weapon that has piercing will also pierce his shield and hit him directly, which is, you know, a handy thing to know. That one. I've already shopped at you. I'm going this way. Is my sense of direction again. Yeah, I'm probably going to play Nier Automata. I don't know if it'll be next stream or the stream after. I might want to play this a little bit more. You know, just decompress, because Luna's Sid. By the way, if you're planning to play Nier Automata on PC, and you have a monitor that supports higher than 60 FPS, I feel like there's a lot of them these days. Mine certainly does. You'll want to get something called Special K. If you're kind of in the know, you use Special K for a lot of games already. But for Nier Automata, it will brain, Gray. Use your brain. Use your words. You can... Yeah. This is a grenade launcher. Special K will unlock the frame rate for you, on top of some other things. So, because it's locked to 60 FPS. Which on a... normally wouldn't matter, especially if you're on a 60 Hz monitor, but in case you didn't know, if you're on a 144 Hz monitor and a 60 FPS game, it will look extra choppy. Something about the difference between what your refresh rate is and the game itself. You're basically dropping every other frame. Ooh, that could be good. Every time I hit somebody with a meteor, I get some energy back. Could be good in a pinch. Oh, Paranormality is a really good defensive scroll. No, please, no. Really rude of you to spawn, friend. Yeah, heart attacks. Now I can tell you. Paranormality. Your HP is fixed at 1, but your shield/armor gets doubled. If you're a character that has more shield than health by default, this is just a instant take. This brick has 40% lucky shot chance. I'm gonna take the brick. Also, you'll notice this is one of those weapons that has its... Oh, brick has a special ability. After a crit, a starlight drops. When picked up, grants higher crit hit chance with your next crit. I don't know by how much, but that's what that star is that fell off of them. I assume a good amount. So what is getting me with the brick right now is not the travel time, but the fact that it takes a second to wind up and huck it. Does it tell me? Yeah, okay, so I went from 4 to 6 times. Another boss. I guess I'll take another boss. Brick be with ye. Spawn your ads. There we go. I guess I'll take this for now. So this auto shoots. It has a meter, and when that meter fills up, it will do even... it gives a bunch of multi-shot, and I think they do more damage. That's a triple comeback. I'll take a triple comeback. Considering my meteors give me energy back, it'd be really nice if I had that auto-fire meteors on things you shoot thing. Because I shoot everything with this thing. It just goes. I'm not even holding on the button, it just... This is the weapon, by the way, that you take on Momo. Because during Momo's ult, you're invincible, and you get a bunch of crit chance and lucky shot chance. And then you just use this. So you're invincible and deal like just buku amounts of damage. Buku bucks. There's no wow, there's only like 3 different shops in here. There is exactly 0 shops in here this time. Angie. Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll take that, and some of that, and I'll just level up this weapon. Go, banana! Alright, let's go. I'm okay. I'm okay. That's a really mean attack he has there. Alright, well. That scroll's gone. But that's okay, it did its job. After using a weapon skill, more damage and skill damage. After using skill, more damage, skill damage. Yeah, I'll take that. Reinforced eggshell. Yeah, damage resistance when I have shield. Shield is my only form of HP, so that just makes sense to have. Ooh, when recovering or consuming energy, gain temporary max shield equivalent to half. That's really good. I'm constantly spending and gaining energy. So, that's something we like to see. How much should I get for that spirit points? 50. So not actually that many. Reincarnation, if you're running it, you frequently get like 1,000. I feel like this is really loud actually. I'm gonna give it one of those. Yeah. Okay. Nothing, huh? Okay. Also, if there's tornadoes, that means your boss is not the worm, it's the dragon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please cease this aggression. Okay, well, it's not a great fire weapon, but it is a fire weapon. Ooh, that guy just dropped a better fire weapon. Perfect. Because I currently deal recover energy for defeating enemies of fire damage. Not ability, just fire damage. Yeah, okay. Lucky shot chance. When triggering elemental effects, spread it to everybody. Wow, this has a lot of lucky shot chance. This is over 65% lucky shot chance. This weapon used to be way overpowered. They had to nerf it like 3 times. It used to be you'd get this weapon early on, and you'd just be set for your whole game. There's a couple weapons like that. There's one, I can't remember what it's called. It's an SMG, a fire SMG. It's really hard to unlock. Well, not really hard, it just takes a lot of grinding. There's a specific enemy that only spawns like 5 during a game, and you need to kill 40 of them with fire damage. Which is a pain in the butt, because fire damage is not a commonly used damage type. Because it's not one of the 2 things that makes my asthma. But that gun, once you unlock it, for every shot you take without reloading, increases its damage, which means you get a scroll that constantly refills your magazine. You have like just a ton of damage. Take that. Buddy-dum. So what I'm also thinking of is, I don't think it'd be a very good stream game for me, because I get a lot of my information from outside of stream. Like, I'm not a wealth of it for this game in particular, but I have like 2,500 hours in Warframe, so somebody will have to let me know. I know nobody ever comments. I asked for it, but you guys just like to watch. I'm immune to cursed scrolls, aren't I? No, that was last run. Okay, then I'm not going to take that. And this is tower defense, but you are the only thing that's defending the only tower. But yeah, you guys have to let me know if you're interested in watching Warframe. I feel like I do better with streaming, not narrative games exactly, but games that have like a definitive end, or games that I can just play quickly and then like drop for a little while. And Warframe is a huge time commitment. And if I don't bring something new to the table there, then I feel like nobody's really going to be interested. You can just go watch Brozyme. Or like Tactical Potato or somebody. I feel like I just don't have enough to offer there. Like, I don't have any kooky builds or anything. Most of my builds I got are either Brozyme builds or taken, like, tweaked versions of his builds. Although survival games and stuff like that, like games that have a lot of commitment, I don't think I would mind doing. Like, I'm thinking of Pal World maybe. I've never beaten it. Or, I guess that's the wrong word. Reloading deals current weapon damage to enemies with 8 meters for every... That's actually really good, because this weapon reloads after every shot. That could be like a good get off me button. I don't know, maybe survival games. Maybe if I figure out something really kooky in Warframe. Warframe is not a game I would be willing to start a new account in, that's for sure. I think it's a game's terms of service. You can ask to get it, but I don't. It seems like a pain in the butt. I actually have met the developers for that game though, for Warframe. So Digital Extremes made Warframe and also worked on Unreal Tournaments, the first few. They were the other studio, along with Epic Mega Games, that were working on those. They're based in London, Ontario. And when they have TennoCon, their convention, that's where it is. It's in London, Ontario, which is an hour's drive from where I used to live. So I've been to TennoCon, and while I was there, I met Taylor, Rebecca, Steve, Jeff, and Pablo. And they were really like down to chat. Like I felt like I was taking up too much of the time because they just, like, obviously they're really passionate about their games, so they're just down to talk about it. The last time I went was the year, for people who know anything about Warframe, was the year that they announced Fortuna, which I think was 2018 or 2016. So not when Fortuna came out, but literally when it was announced. And that was a crazy year to be there because if you have seen it, the Fortuna teaser ended with Railjack, and the Railjack came down to like the planet and picked them up and flew into space with no loading screen. Which is not how Railjack works now, but that's what they were aiming for at the time. So it was kind of a crazy announcement. This is another obstacle course. This weapon has full speed walking, so I don't have to worry about that. Give one occult scroll, gain a gift box. Yeah, I'll give one and get one. Wow, I got elemental power again. That's the one that spreads elemental damage to people you inflicted on. That's really strong, no matter what, because there's so many, like, when you inflict X element on people, this happens effects. This one. Yeah, I've been pretty involved with just like the Warframe community for a long time. That was the year they had an escape room at TennoCon that was themed like the dropship. That was cool. I think that was also the year that when Brozyme showed up, he brought a custom deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards for Rebecca, who was the community manager, is now the creative director. Rebecca has really moved up in the world, but she's been like a major pillar of the community. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Pal World is another game I could play. Again, I'm definitely thinking of Nier Automata in terms of what to play. Okay. There we go. Oh, he dropped a goblet for me. Gobble D's. Am I right? Wait. Alright. So how much do I have here then? Still 20%. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna play Nier Automata. Probably Pal World. I don't know if I'll finish Pal World. Or, let's say finish. Get to the end of wherever it is in early access. I haven't played in a couple months. What else? There's EDF. I do like EDF. I've never beaten an EDF game start to finish. But maybe if I do it on stream. Kind of my thing for games to stream is, can I be relaxed while playing it? Like, can I talk and play it without being like super tryhardy? And can I be motivated to finish it? And EDF skirts that line because EDF are long games, and I don't know, I feel like maybe I wouldn't be motivated. I've never finished. I do enjoy them, but I've just never. I always fall off after a little while. Yeah, I don't know. Nier Automata is probably next. Pal World's on the list. Maybe the EDF 5 or 6. I also have 4.1, but eh. This one. I have a brain fart. There's games I could buy. I don't own it. I could get Dread Delusion. This is similar like art style to Lunacid, but it's apparently it plays a little bit like an alternate universe Morrowind. My Glimmering is actually better than that one, funnily enough. Should have boosted my damage instead. Oh well. Because this doesn't crit, you're basically counting on raw damage and afterburn effects. What I should have done is gotten a weapon with... Oh, I do have a weapon corrosive. This will help. So with a weapon with corrosive and this fire effect on them, I can cause explosions as a status effect. Handy. Not today. Oh wow, okay, that explosion does a lot of damage. It's probably a portion of the damage it caused, isn't it? One damage dealt and negative 0.2 damage resistance for every enemy you defeat. Oops. I'll take that. And if my damage resist gets too low, I'll just drop it. And that's actually worth taking, that one that spends copper to lucky hit, but if you lucky hit, you get it back. So because I have By the way, you see my shield going up? That is because I am currently gaining energy, even if it doesn't look like it. I'm gaining energy even though I'm at top energy, and for every energy I gain, I get some shield. Having 220 base shield is kind of nuts. For this difficulty at least, it can get way crazier than that. Okay, I need to get, my next ascension needs to be spiritual flame damage or fire damage. Oh my god, where do you guys come from? Holy cow, that was spooky. See you? No, you're an octopus. It's those guys with the baskets on their heads, they spawn those. So that's what I'm looking for. Those guys can also teleport, they're kind of mean. The main things to watch out for in this level are the guys with the basket on their head and the octopus, just because the octopus has a rapid fire like machine gun and a lot of HP. And it's yellow health too, so unless you have something that can overwhelm it or the right damage type, which is corrosive, you can't really do much about it. There's something I think that gives critical chance to your skills, and that can make this really strong, just because it has such high base damage. How much damage do these things deal? Corrosive. Oh, and more damage to things in decay effect. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you can see the difference between difficulties. I'm already at 300 of those spiritual tokens, or whatever they're called. Last time, when I beat the final boss the first time around on normal difficulty, I had 250. I haven't even gotten to that boss yet, so I'm on track to get a lot. You can shoot those hovering orbs around them when they're casting a spell. You can shoot them out of the air. And if you have something that deals AoE, they'll just sort of get shot out of the air anyways. So, this is word salad. This is what I was talking about. Minus 100% of ammo of other types when shooting with normal ammo weapons, which is green. Plus 30% weapon damage for every ammo consumed this shooting. Like per shot. So what this really is saying is every time you fire a green ammo weapon, it will also take 1 blue and 1 yellow ammo. And give you 30% more damage for each of those two that it consumes. This is the same thing, but for blue ammo. Again, it's word salad, but like, not a native English speaker, and honestly, I'm just grateful that this game is available in English, so. Ooh, there we go. Damage resistance whenever you inflict fire damage. And also, it's time to get rid of this scroll because I've lost too much damage resistance. Can I pick it up again and keep my No, I can't. Well, it doesn't actually drop me below 0, so... You can see where I'm looking, by the way. Maybe I should get one of those eye trackers. That'd be fun. I already have a camera pointing at my face. Where I'm looking to see damage resistance is... Oh, it can go negative. Underneath my health bar on the right, it looks like a shield with something deflecting off of it. That's my damage resistance. I'm going to get rid of this because... Oops. Because damage is not as important to me right now as survival. Here we go. 400 extra large ammo. So this one is for large ammo, and it makes your large ammo weapons take 4 times as much ammo, but give you a lot of lucky shot chance. Do I have a large ammo weapon? No, I don't. It's good to pick up scrolls even if they're not useful, as long as they don't have downsides, because sometimes you can come across those chests that will eat a scroll and give you a legendary in return. So that's useful. So you can kind of see, even with like nothing unlocked for this hero, having a lot of potential with just casting. If you want a hero that is sort of good no matter what weapons you get stuck with, this is probably the one to go with. Momo definitely has more potential, but Momo, you need to find a specific weapon to make the builds work. This one, as long as you have your cast, like both your grenade builds and your like spiritual flame builds are strong. I say as this guy gives me a wall up. Oh, I didn't take damage because I had spiritual talisman. I had this. When inflicting burning effect, which is not killing, just when inflicting, and I have the thing that spreads burn to everything, so I get this a lot. Gain 1 stack of mark up to 5. Consume 3 stacks when taking damage from enemies. If you have enough stacks, which is say if you have 3, you're immune to that damage for 2 seconds. With a 10-second cooldown that can be brought down to like, I think it said like 3.5. So as long as I'm setting things on fire, I'm invincible. On top of the fact that I'm like, look how all of my temporary shields. Like I have like 500-600 shields just from spending and gaining energy. If I had more energy generation, that would be even faster, but I don't, so I don't. But this is not only elite difficulty, so I'm not too worried about something one-shotting me. I still have a revive in my back pocket. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can convince some of my friends to play this game on stream with me. Ooh, that's a good idea. One of my other friends who streams, Miss Crunchy Pickle, I think plays this game. It'd be fun. I enjoy playing games with her, but I don't get the chance very often anymore. It's not really worth it. Yeah, I have a huge... If I had... Uh, there's a mode you could swap it to where you could just keep the run going infinitely. And if I had that unlocked, this would be a build that you could go infinite on. For sure. Because my scale's scaled to like 700, and that's a lot. Even for like endgame, everything unlocked stuff, that's crazy. That's word salad. I'm just gonna say no. Just to be on the safe side. This is a fun weapon. Do I take it? I think I do. So this weapon does that. Or... Oh, I can't do the other one because it's heavy ammo, and my heavy ammo is 4x. Okay, well. Noted. Oh. Yeah, it's a fun game. Of course, I own it, and every game that I own I think is fun, or else I wouldn't be streaming it, but yeah, it's good. A lot of my games are just games I can vibe out to. This, Lunacid, honestly, Dark Souls 3 is one I can kind of just chill out and play. Although, so I'm considering playing Dark Souls 3 again, but if I do, I'm going to start a new save, and I'm not playing the build I played last time. Turns out I hate scythe builds. I didn't think that'd be the case, but no, they make the game harder for no real reason. And I'm the kind of player who, if there's an option between playing fair or finding a bunch of hidden stuff to make me bonkers overpowered and then going to fight, I'm going to do that second one. I'm going to make myself as strong as I possibly can and break the game, because that's kind of gameplay to me, right? I don't have to play fair against the AI. It's my own computer, and my computer doesn't pay rent as far as I'm concerned, so I don't owe it anything. Fire damage. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Oh, in DS3, my normal go-to build is Pyromancer, so Faith Int stacking, with the Great Sword with the Chaos Gem on it, so it scales with it. That's normally where I go, because you can get the Great Sword so early, and Chaos Gem's honestly not that far after. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Made the confetti. But I tried running sides last time around, and yeah, it didn't end well. Yeah, especially in 3, where if you can't parry, you better be able to stagger, or else you're gonna have a really tough time. And I can't parry, so... So yeah, I'm just trying to decide between a fresh DS3 run for my streams tomorrow, or Nier Automata. My only hang up about Nier is that it is a long game if you do all the... if you go for like the true endings. It can take a minute. Yeah, quality's good, especially because so many of the boss weapons are also quality. So you always have options. And the gems that can upgrade your weapon to quality are like everywhere. Like, you want to make the great sword overpowered? Go quality. If you want to make your starting longsword or the straight sword overpowered, quality. But I always go magic quality, where it's the pyromancy with int and faith, and the chaos fireball you get from the old demon king. Like this. And of course, there's like, you can just, if you want it, you can just. Oh yeah, yeah. I've had this game for a long time, and it's always one of my it's always one of my go-tos. It's like, well, I could play this other game, or I could do a quick round of Gunfire. I just started a fresh save because I thought it'd be more interesting to watch starting from nothing. Although it feels like cheating playing with DLC characters, but I don't know. I'll have to see. Oh yeah. I actually did my first full run on this save on the cat. I got the thing that spreads elements around and went full into miasma. I got like incredibly lucky with RNG. Whatever the ascension is that spawns grenades on people's heads when you headshot them. Which, I'll be honest, seems a little bit unfair for everybody else. Oh yeah. I feel like I don't use the primary skill for the cat enough. I always just spec hard into miasma scaling, because the grenades, you can use the grenades to splash crows around, so if you find a lightning weapon early, you're kind of just set. Especially for that first boss, where you can kind of just bully him into submission. Hiya. Man, this is gonna be my kind of go-to game between other things I stream, because it's just something I can come back to. I just finished Lunacid the other day, my last stream, and that game was really good, so I just sort of wanted something to decompress with. Oops. There we go. That thing was annoying. Now we're dealing damage. Yeah, you can kind of, with the cat, you could definitely tell a boss to go sit in a corner and think about what it's done, and it just has to do that. It just has to listen to you. You put him in timeout forever. Behold the power of the sun. So I'm not really. Might as well scale corrosive damage. Oh, my cat's got the zoomies. My cat's confused. She's going, who are you talking to? I must sprint. I must sprint all over the apartment now. Man, this character also, all of the characters really feel like bullying. By the end, right? Like, it's just... And then you get to Reincarnation 8, and suddenly you're the one being bullied. Licorice. My cat is complaining at me. She thinks I'm about to let her outside at like 11 o'clock at night. The cat is mistaken. It is not going to happen. Licorice. I promise I'm not letting you outside. Another cat in the area. I actually had a scare today. One of my neighbors came by. I went, is your cat okay? It was like 9 in the morning. So of course I was asleep. Apparently a different black cat got hit by a car in the area. And the guy who hit it just drove off. It was witnessed. Which is really sad. They didn't even stop. Come here, Licorice. Licorice. No, come here. I want you to come here. My cat clearly wants rubs, but she's just out of range. Here we go. I got my kitty cat now. There we go. Will you shush now, kitty cat? Will you behave? Will you stop meowing, or is this the rest of the night? This is probably just gonna be the rest of the night with you. That's okay. You're allowed. You're cute. You're cute, so it's allowed. If you weren't cute, though, it'd be game over. I swear. Yep. You're lucky. You're cute, Licorice. Yeah. I think my cat just gets... I don't talk much during the day. I just live on my own. So, the cat's probably confused. Just like, who are you talking to? Thank God I have a lot of shields. Oops. There we go. Okay, that went well. I have a lot of damage reduction, holy cow. Oops. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Please? Please? Oh my god. Oh, I actually don't know what happens here. Oops, no. Revival, please. Just about. Wow. That's actually really sad. That was Elden Ring looking boss. Honestly, right? That's okay. That was my... Since I started this save, that was only my third run ever. Or, well, I had a couple failed. That was my third, like, long run. So, that's sort of to be expected. Like, I have no talents on this save. So, the fact that I made it that far, honestly kind of impressive to me. Oh, this is actually a song that's playing right now from Lunacid that I played the other day. What do we take in? Skill damage. Definitely want max HP and stuff. Ammo, coppers, cooldowns. I had to resist the urge to go down the hero tree because I'm maybe changing heroes a lot. What talent level am I? I'm not at 30 yet. That's crazy. Okay. Oh well. That's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Yeah, I'm really not used to playing on a save that has no nothing unlocked. My normal account is, or not my account, but my normal save has everything, which was part of my reason to start a new one. Oh, I really can't. Oh, because I didn't stop at that boss when I could have. That doesn't count as a completion. Ah, oh, well. I guess next time I'll just have to not go to the Arctic area. How long am I going? What time is it? Because I have to be up early tomorrow. Alright, well, I'm probably going to stop it here. Just because I normally stop around 2.5, 3 hours. And I have to... I have to be up to do real life stuff. DS run? I might... I'll probably start doing the DS run starting next stream then. I was kind of stuck between that or Nier, but I think you just made up my mind for me. But yeah. It was cool of you to stop by Boomer Nebula, which is I love your name. But yeah, I'll probably be back tomorrow with DS3 with not sides because I turns out I suck with sides. So I'm gonna go with the guts sword and fire. I will set my enemies alight. But yeah, no, thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I'll see you, I suppose, when I start my DS3 run.